What I want to do from this point is just start grouping these layers one by one, just so I can use them as extra pieces of obstacle. That is so English of me. Pieces of obstacle. Because now I can go ahead and make like a little batch of these on the ground. These can be grouped 1, 2, 1, which are going to lock on the x-axis like so with a different mode. Let's just start with 0.9 and see what that does for the level. I want us to move at a slow speed, or maybe a fast speed. I haven't really figured it out yet, to be honest. This is really slow. It's like extremely slow. I think those should be reserved for the big ones. So let's just start with a 0.1. We might even go into negatives here, just depending on how I want this to work. Okay, this should be fine. Yeah. So we have a layer at the bottom, which looks pretty nice. And then we kind of graduate from that layer and we start on the new one. This one can be on group 1, 2, 2, which we just copy the original trigger for and increase the mod by 0.1. So now we have a multi-layered flooring here, which is going to look pretty cool by the ending as soon as we've done everything else. Oh, they run out super quick. Okay, interesting. We just keep going with all of these spikes here in the same pattern. 5 blocks apart. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not 5 blocks. Making sure they have the next group up and then copying the trigger and adding 0.1. Hooray! So all we have to do is stay in the center of the screen and then we have our big triangle overlay that's coming up. Just realized it would be infinitely quicker if I set them up first before I started copy pasting. Just getting them all into place. Since I'm copy pasting them the same distance anyway, all I would have to do really is line them up and then just go layer by layer and copy paste all together instead. Dude, why didn't I do this before? I don't know. All of my triggers are in place, stopping at 0.8. And then we have this big scattered spike overlay. And it's kind of strange because the platforms are now completely like stuck in the middle of it all. But did I not just delete them? What? Dude, this level is freaking me out. I'm just gonna have to keep saving and exiting. Going back in. Okay, it fixed. Do I just stick with those kind of ground spikes? I don't know, dude. I'm now kind of scared about how this is gonna play out. We have a cool idea here. I think we can make certain sets that are bigger and smaller, which would definitely help this stand out a bit. Just take big sets and then collectively just warp them up and down just for a touch of variance. So I think this would look cool at the top and bottom of the screen, right? Like it just looks really neat. But we gotta add something else. I was hoping to use these as the structures, but I can't really do that. We could also hue the different colors here. Create a cool looking effect on some of them. I don't entirely know what I'm doing here. This is what happens when you don't structure your levels properly and you kind of just go with the flow. It's kind of scary. I just feel very uncertain about what I'm building now. I wonder how far I can push this though. Just as a test, I'm going to link these all together and then start scaling them up like this on different editor layers. Let's just give this 20. You can probably flip some ways. Just keep making bigger layers with different values. Hopefully change the way that this works. We can add a lot of different layers and give this some interesting texture, but don't know. How many objects did I use? 2,400. Well, you know what? We'll just go with it.